In April 2014, UEP Penanome II, a subsidiary of InterEnergy Holdings, announced a $433 million investment in the largest wind power project in Central America. The Penanome Wind Park, with its 86 direct magnet drive turbines, will diversify the country's energy matrix, ease the dependence on imported fossil fuels, lower energy prices, and contribute to a reduction of carbon emissions. Located 160 kilometers from Panama City, is the largest grid-connected wind farm in Panama. Inspired by the encyclical of Pope Francis I, the project has been named Laudato Si.
The investment's a very important one for our group and for our partners who helped us develop the project. This is one of the largest projects going on in Central America at the moment, and a huge investment not only for us but for Panama itself. We mobilized $300 million worth of long-term credits from a large consortium of international banks.
Nosotros tenemos 3 contratos, ¿verdad?
We have 3 contractors making this project a reality. We have Tree Logistics, the company managing all logistics. We also have Codepa of the Cobra Group, who have managed all foundations for supporting the turbines, all of the mechanics of connections, towers, underground wiring to be able to reach a substation, and to be able to transmit energy from Panama to Panama City. The other contractor is Goldwyn, the turbine manufacturer, also in charge of installation, rigging, and startup.
De cada una de ellas y puesta en marcha.
Another reason for the project is the fact that it acts as a very good hedge for our company's exposure to oil. In other parts of the company, we generate with heavy fuel oil and other oil products. In Panama, we generate with wind, and the company will make good money when the oil price rises and is protected when the oil price falls. The process of building this project is a huge logistical exercise. The turbines were manufactured in China. You have to remember we gave notice to proceed on the project in May 2014. We received first generation by January the 29th, 2015. The project involved the construction of all of the turbines, the construction of the towers in China, and they were loaded on 9 boats, which came one by one across the Pacific, stopping twice in China to load up before they came, and then across the Pacific through the Panama Canal to Colón.
Transportation to our site entailed a great logistics challenge. The Inter-American Highway is Panama's busiest thoroughfare, and transportation could only take place at night. In months of nightly adventures, 86 convoys of 9 to 10 trucks each left the main staging area in Port of Colón. These convoys not only needed police escort to cross the country, but also extremely precise transportation logistics. Exiting port staging area was a challenge in and of itself. Trucks were directed in very precise order to previously built tower locations where ground crews would hoist towers, and then finally, turbine heads and turbine blades were raised to finalize the construction.
Here, as you can see on this map, we first had to build roads. Then we had to build 86 30 by 40 meter platforms, each to accommodate the 11 pieces of specialized equipment that comprise each turbine. Each day a convoy arrives with the 11 pieces of equipment in a precise sequence. The roads had to be compacted so they can accommodate the heavy cranes of 550 tons. 1,200 tons once assembled.
The turbines we've chosen are Goldwyn turbines, which are called in the names of the business PMDD. Now PMDD means Permanent Magnet Direct Drive. Our turbine has one moving part, the central axle. Rotates between 8 and 12 rotations per minute, and that movement is connected through a permanent generator into electricity by an electrical treatment of that rotation. This, we believe, is very significant because obviously if something's moving 12 times a minute as opposed to 1,200 or 1,600 times a minute, that implies an awful lot less wear and tear, an awful lot less things to go wrong over the life of the turbines. So we trust in that technology, and we think that it will have very high levels of availability, which is very important for a power generator. This is undeniably a very, very big project. The 86 turbines that we're constructing cover a footprint of about 19,000 hectares. or put in another way, about 47,000 acres. However, the footprint occupied by the site occupies only 120 hectares. So we have small sites on a very, very big site. The project is going to use, by the time it's finished, about 120,000 tons of concrete. It's going to use something like 6 million kilograms or 13 million pounds of steel. We're going to lay 77 kilometers of medium voltage cable. That's about 50 miles of cable. We're going to move, or have moved, 300,000 cubic meters of rock and soil. We've employed over 200 contractors, many trucks, many cranes, a huge amount of work in what we believe is probably the second largest civil construction process ongoing in Central America after the Panama Canal expansion.
The benefits of UEP II project for Panama are great, which is why the project has been welcomed by all levels of government across the political spectrum. It's expected to generate approximately 8% of the country's projected electrical needs, an astounding achievement for the fastest growing economy in Latin America. Panama's booming dollar-based economy is expected to grow in coming years, including an important expansion of the Panama Canal.
We have to remember this is a project put into a local environment and a project that has to take good care of that environment. To that end, we believe that we have a very good relationship with our neighbors. We have taken care to negotiate well with the tenants of the land which we occupy. We have land agreements in place with all of them, and all of them tend to be very happy on the grounds that they now have a firm source of income that's not varied with weather or climate. We've conducted rigorous environmental studies in line with Panamanian law and in line also with World Bank regulations. We also have a very strong commitment to the social environment in the town which we live. We're constructing a feeding center for the poor, and we anticipate having an ongoing and very serious engagement with the community in which we're living, providing jobs, but also providing services for the community, because it's our experience as a company that we always need to be good neighbors to the places where we live and where we work.
For example, the company purchased 600 bicycles to donate to local schools. Company employees volunteered their time to come and assemble the bikes.
Después del aprendizaje de acá y de todo lo que hemos llevado.
After all we have learned here, and all we have had to do to carry out this project to this level, we feel that we can do any type of project in different countries with different cultures and working conditions, because managing a project like this gives one the confidence that you can work anywhere, under any circumstances.
Trabajar en cualquier proyecto bajo cualquier circunstancias.
Para mí, yo tengo una hija de 11 años, ¿verdad?
For me, I have an 11-year-old daughter. Growing up in this country, I'm Panamanian. For me, it's a source of great pride to be able to tell my daughter that I'm part of this project, that this is a great benefit for her future because we have such a wonderful country, that in the future, we will be able to see those turbines generating energy and not polluting, but producing clean energy in Panama.
Generación eléctrica en Panamá.
We believe in the project and the technology because it's a good thing, but we also think it's fundamentally good business. We think the future of electrical generation in the world will depend in large part on renewable energy technologies. Whilst in other parts of the world there's a need and a dependence for subsidies, in Panama there are very few subsidies for renewable energy. Yet this project makes enormous sense economically without a single subsidy, and we think that this bodes well for the sustainability of the technology in this region and in this country.